to do.
What's happening, everybody out there in the internet land realm or wherever it is you stay? That's right, the Shake Up guys are back together once again. That's it. That's it. End of the show. All right, everybody, time to go home. No, seriously.
You live far,
Fucking
nigga.
yeah, facts.
How the fuck I live far? It's in Indiana. Nothing's that far away.
Well,
Anyway,
St. Texas.
welcome. Welcome back, guys. It's been a minute since I've seen you guys.
I know.
You're all over there doing it.
Oh.
You got your... Y'all can't see, but you got your tatas pushed up like, hey, everybody look at me. Yeah, that's not
That
all
should be
that's
good for
poking out right now.
Hey.
As you probably all know, she went and had some elective things go on, and now she's back and she's healing, and it looks pretty fucking good. If I'm being honest, looks
Shorty cheek.
maybe we'll take a gander at it. But first, it's my man Rock, it's JL, it's Miss Candy in the building. I'm your boy Brad. It's Candy?
Cookie.
Wow.
Been gone that long.
Look like a
I've been
cookie.
gone a while.
I
It's
fucked the
okay.
whole game
we
up.
had said something earlier.
They said either way,
Oh, yeah,
it
we-
looked like a snack.
Hey.
I like cookies. Not really supposed to eat though. Anyway, what's up with y'all, man? What's going on, man? It's been a minute.
Chilling.
Shit, I want to see the cheeks. What's happening?
You act like you didn't see it when you was outside.
I mean, that's for the
frontin'.
I mean,
Came outside, she
what?
literally like,
If you want to show them,
I want to show them, but I want to show it at the end. I want everybody to get through this with us, and at the end, I
Man,
will show.
why are you being like that? Just show them and just get it over with. And then if you want to show them again later, you can.
I'm not ready to see that.
Close your fucking eyes.
nigga about to start.
All right. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna
Give it a second. I'll transition you into full screen because everybody wants to see it. Bam, there it is. Feel free to stand on the couch too if you like.
No, remember we talked about
twerk on the
That's
couch.
not okay.
Why?
Remember when we had the whole segment about the couch?
What about the couch?
About the girl standing on the couch?
The girl stood on the couch?
In a restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, the girl twerking on
What
the
the?
couch.
Why would you think that's the same thing?
Okay, guys. I guess.
Holy crap. See, that's
You could have just bent
After.
the camera down.
that's the after.
That's the after. That's some
you go.
after for you.
Holy shit.
right.
You matched
Well,
the thighs now.
Yes.
so, everybody who makes 7 figures, go ahead and send your email to Vince Cookie, and
Yes.
we'll sort through them, and we'll find out who's suitable and who isn't.
Right.
But anywho,
Period.
did you see the title? We're talking about tonight a little bit about addiction, and we're we
there's
just
a
lost,
lot
man,
to-
one of my favorite.
There's a lot to talk about.
It is a lot to talk about, but we just lost one of my favorite rappers,
Mine too,
man. And that takes me all the way back to like high school.
Yeah.
Oh, when we drove that car, the girl. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. No, yeah. No.
Yeah, never mind.
Anyway,
Yeah, next was-
I wasn't talking. So, yeah, man, it's crazy out here, and you hate to see somebody lose their life to something like that, And I have to say what's up to the chat room because, of course, they showed up. I knew they would show up for that. That's why I said you can show it now, you can show it later.
Which Deuce was in there?
Either way,
Thank you, Aaron.
Pistol pool, man. What's happening?
everybody wants to see that.
Not everybody.
Justin is not feeling.
Be somebody then, motherfucker. Anyway,
Nigga start drinking.
shit, before we jump into it, man, it's a lot of shit going on in here, mostly involving gun violence. So
All over the place.
if you don't have your permit, I get it now
Facts.
before they don't let you get it at all.
Yeah, it's fucked up. So we had the mass shooting today,
That was today.
and Nat.
There was a mass shooting in Indianapolis too.
Yeah, FedEx.
Oh yeah.
8 people killed. Of course, dealing with police killing unarmed folks with their hands up. 13 was a 13-year-old boy. And then it's all fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
Then you got the Dante shot.
Dante,
I want to talk about that for a second, and I want y'all opinion, honest opinion, not
I'm gonna get mine.
the public opinion.
I'm gonna get mine.
Me personally, I'm like, Nigga, you wilding out a little bit. But here's the thing. At first, I was like, because they had you out the car, they was arresting you. You shimmied away from the cop, tried to jump back in the car. You get what you get. Then I saw two videos of two white guys who, one guy was like, I'm not getting out the car, had a gun on the seat next to him, was like, I got my gun right here, I'll reach for it, I will shoot you. And they didn't even pull a trigger on him, didn't even think about it. Mm-hmm. And then he just was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm driving off. And literally told him, I'm gonna leave now. Put his car in gear and drove off, and they never once shot him. So now I'm like, I can't feel this way anymore. Because you didn't even think about, the thought never even occurred to shoot this man, kill this man, or anything like that. So at this point, I'm kind of like, damn, if he was black, y'all would have shot him 20 minutes ago.
That's the whole fucking point, man. There's countless videos on YouTube or wherever where you can see white people rushing the police, fighting the police, shooting at the police, and all that. You know, and nothing happens to them.
Right.
Now, my biggest thing is, do I deserve the man should have been tased? Yep.
Tased, absolutely.
Of
Absolutely
course.
tased.
Maybe an ass whooping? Alright. Bitch, you been on the fucking job for 20 plus years.
Was she a 20-year vet? I thought she was
20,
5 years.
20 plus.
I was 20 plus and didn't know the difference.
Between
But that's
the
the
taser
whole
and the gun.
thing, man.
Yes.
Use a scared bitch.
Basically.
Yeah.
Use a fucking scared bitch.
Yeah.
You don't need to be on that fucking type of job.
Okay, so here's where we go back then. This is the second time where there's been an officer-involved shooting, but it was a woman who was scared. There were 4 other male officers there, just like this incident. There were 3 other male officers, I'm sorry. And the only one who shot was the woman in both instances. So is it possible that maybe women just don't need to be police officers?
I don't know. Man,
Not that one.
Not that one. I don't.
Not either of those, because those were
I don't
two
know.
different.
But there's also male fucking police officers
Have
who
you
do
ever
the
seen
same shit.
Okay.
Probably.
Like the Chicago
I hate to
police.
say what women should and shouldn't do.
Yeah,
though, man. I mean, that's. I don't think, honestly, I don't think that's a profession for women. I just don't. There's too much physicality to it that you have to deal with. Now, I mean, there are some women who can rise to the challenge. Okay, good for them. But as a whole, if it was my if I had a girlfriend or a wife, I would say that'd probably be one of the last jobs I want her to have, because it's a dangerous job.
Right.
I mean, if you,
I would say if you look at it like, if you take it like that, yeah, it's a dangerous job for women. But also, women usually are less likely, I feel like, to shoot somebody and take a life just because we have
It's statistically not true.
Everybody's literally disagreeing.
That's not true, because
their emotions
no,
are
it's not.
higher
It's not
than
really.
anything.
It's not so much. It's for them. Their level of becoming afraid
It's higher.
is higher.
Okay.
So even in situations like the guy whose car was like broke down and he's walking backwards,
She shot. That's the one I'm talking about.
you know what I mean?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Now, also though, in the Air Force, it used to be that women could not be in like fighter jets because they had a half a second more hesitation of shooting. So that's where I kind of get that from, because I don't know. I just feel like women would think more about taking someone's life because they have that, especially if they have kids. Then
these
When you
shootings
say hesitation, what does that lead to? Fear.
Yeah, fear. That's exactly what I was about to get to.
That's your fight or flight response.
Fear, and that's not just with the women. That's involves all of these officer involved shootings. Is fear, and I think women would more succumb to physical danger than a man would, even though there's a lot of bitch ass dudes out here. So, I mean, obviously, because I mean, we keep seeing the same shit over and over again.
There's Aaron in the chat room says he doesn't agree. If that's the case, then you're saying they shouldn't be in the military. Well, Aaron, you gotta think, in the military, they're not put on the front line.
No.
Women aren't in combat in the military.
I mean, if they just in
They
there
don't serve in combat.
If they're in the military and they're coming up with like strategy, cool. You know what I'm saying? If they like flying a drone or something, cool.
I mean, the only time, and I can't say women have like been in gun battles, that's because like if they're medics. Like
Yeah.
my baby mama was a medic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's times where she was in the heat of battle, but like you guys say,
She was there
they're
to-
not. Yeah, she's protecting herself.
Yeah.
She's not there to be in.
Yeah, she's not
there to
not
give morphine
infantry. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She's
Yeah.
not infantry. You know.
Right.
Put it like this.
She's there. She's support, and which is cool. I mean, like I said, it's hard to say what women should and shouldn't
Right,
because case
exactly.
by case, you'll find some women who can do it, and then you'll find some women that just like go fold up. Like I know some women who I would never give a gun to. Like, no,
My wife never.
I would never give you a gun.
Bro, we went to-
You'll shoot everybody
we
in
went-
this.
we went-
Absolutely.
We went
Well,
to
she knows
yeah.
what she doing.
She
though.
started shooting at a very young age.
Well, I'm saying though, she know what she doing. She ain't finna just.
She was tall.
She ain't just gonna be like,
Oh no. Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I have a 15-yard shot, accurate. I can, but I'm very calm as well. And I think women can be emotional, and so that will take effect, especially being a police officer or being in the military. And let's really face it: if I'm in combat next to a woman and my life is in danger and I get shot, she's might not be able to carry me. You know what I'm saying? And that's for a man too. Do you want to be fighting alongside a woman and the woman can't pick you up and carry you off off the
fucked.
safety? You're gonna be messed up. So
and that's not. We don't want to down women. That's
No,
not
and I
what-
don't think
what
that
we're
is
talking
downing
about.
women.
Is just.
No, not at all.
I just think you have to be realistic about certain things.
physically, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's just
He
not
might
gonna
have been
work.
down in.
I wasn't that.
He might have been down in.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, I'm not even gonna
I
let it
wasn't-
go there.
I wasn't-
because
I
it's
wasn't.
just-
I really
it's- I mean, you have to take everything.
And
Like people always want to paint with such a broad brush. A lot of things is just case by case. You know what I mean? Like with pretty much everything in life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
Think about
case by
I have a
case.
question. Have you ever seen? And I'm just being dead serious. Have you ever seen a woman in the Secret Service?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't know if I physically
never-
seen
Like
one.
that actually protect like.
I've heard
Oh
of it.
no.
president?
No. They
Well, usually there is one.
I mean,
like,
I know. See, I know.
It's all encompassing.
I know it's a lot when it comes to.
Yeah, but there's
talking about,
usually
like,
there's
the
a female
special-
agent. I would think there would be female agents to protect the first lady.
No. Men too.
So,
But no, I'm saying like as a close personal guard. You know what I mean? Like there's certain places like you don't want to take your Secret Service agent into. Like
like a restroom or something.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can see
So
that.
I would see how
I
that
can see
would
I
function.
can see that. I can see
You know,
that. Yeah,
but
yeah. I don't know, man. It's just really. I heard something because we always talk about, well, what can we do to stop this? Which the answer is pretty much zero. But I did hear a good fucking idea that when an officer messes up, instead of the lawsuits happen, so people don't realize taxpayers are paying for like this whole Chauvin case, like tax.
Yeah.
Take that shit out of the police.
Yeah. Budget. not-
They're not their budget, but their
you talk about the
retirement
pension thing.
Pension.
Yeah.
Take that money out of their pension.
Shit, they be able.
They're gonna be less. They're gonna be training their officers
telling
a
you,
lot
man,
more, and
listen,
yeah.
Police officers are gonna be like, look, man, because police know. Here's the thing: police know which officer's probably gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
They know.
They can't say anything.
So now, when that pension's in trouble, they gonna pull this motherfucker to the side. Like,
Hey,
look,
you
bro,
fucking up my money, and I retire in 4
don't
years.
do no shit that's gonna fuck up my bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that is a fantastic idea that they just take that out of that police station's pension.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this: I think we headed down a really slippery slope. 'Cause motherfuckers are arming up on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is gonna turn very, very ugly. I think cops are getting handicapped to a point where they can't do their job without fear of shit. I'm gonna get arrested, lose my job, lose my career, my wife, everything. It's getting to a slippery slope, and black folks are like, shit, I can't do nothing. I can't even walk outside without the fear of being killed. We're headed down a very bad path, a very dangerous path that I think if something doesn't change immediately, we're all gonna be fucked. And we don't, I'm be honest, black folks, we don't have the numbers to fight this war. We ain't got the numbers. 13.6% of the population. And whether you want to believe it or not, Hispanics, Asians, Middle Eastern people, they are not going to fight with us. They don't like us either.
Right.
We're fucked.
it does beg the question, though. It begs the question of why is it the black man instills so much fear in the general population? because that's what it is.
Black people represent masculinity and hostility naturally on both sides.
And this is a little off the subject, but I was talking to them earlier, and this kind of goes with it. I was watching that TV series Them. Have you seen that shit, bro?
No.
I don't suggest anybody watch it. To be honest,
Why are we talking about it?
but I mean, I'm gonna spoil a little bit. There was a scene where these white men came, and this was taking place in the 50s, right? Mm-hmm. And
Nah,
he was up
really
on. He was on. Yeah, he was. I mean, it's blackface and all. Let's just say.
Oh.
He was on top of the roof, and they were like, "Get down here, this and that," and they were about to try to beat his ass. But this motherfucker's like, "Come get me." He's like, "One of you motherfuckers," and he was like, "These apes are strong." Like the way that white person was brought up, and I don't know if it's dying out because of the day and age we're, but they were taught to think like.
It's not dying.
We're
out.
animals, right?
We're animals, and we actually like they have the strength, and we can't control our, which
Basic.
a lot of times our community doesn't help us
Right.
when they're wilding out in fucking restaurants. And
Can we take that in?
we can take that into consideration.
Okay, thank you.
We can
Niggas
definitely
stop
take
acting
that
like
into
niggas.
consideration, but they just since the time of when we were brought over in ships, we were looked at as savages, point blank, period, and it's just never gone away. We will always be looked at as savages, and as time progressed, we have not helped that with the actions, but we've been taught and bred to think we were savages.
No, we haven't.
Yes,
because
bro.
I never
I
thought a
wouldn't talk
day in
to
my
Brett
fucking
and
life.
think anything.
I understand the exception
But
to
the
the rule,
majority-
but the majority don't. No,
I don't even think the majority.
the majority of people are not taught to think they're savages.
They just give in.
They just don't try to do any better. They just accept instead of shooting for more. I think you fuck yourself. You cool. But you rather say fuck it. It's easier to be a savage than it is to say I'm gonna bust my ass and get these good grades, or I'm gonna bust my ass and get this job and work harder and go to work at UPS. Nah, fuck that. I'd rather be a savage. Fuck that shit. That's on you.
I get that. Now, what I'm saying, there is exceptions to the rule. We were blessed, okay? For some reason, our ancestry had got us to where we're at today. But for the most part, when whites were telling black folks you're a nigger, you ain't nothing but you're not even 100% human and this and that, and those families were beat down to believe they were less than. They bred that. That's just like when a black family would be walking down the street back in the 20s
And be
30s.
attacked.
Yes. Well, no. Don't piss off him. Don't piss the white man off. Don't do this.
That was a means of survival.
It was, but
But it's still what they were brought up
we
in.
were brought up at.
Fuck that. Pistol Pool in the chat room. I use him as an example, and I swear to God, I hope he's listening or able to type or something. Pistol Pool is the most savage dude I ever known in my life, and I love him to death. To this day, he knows I got him. We ain't got to talk about nothing. He know I got him. But that dude was an animal. A straight fucking animal. I'm talking about this dude threw a guy through the window of a Long John Silver's. Straight motherfucker. Look, that turned her on a little bit.
We weren't going to talk about
That
it.
turned her on. Not that. No, I'll talk about that. I'm talking about. I ain't gonna talk about nothing else. But he threw a dude through the window of Long John Silver's. That dude's a fucking lunatic, certified, paperwork and all. Look, she got tingly a little bit.
Oh my God! Why you?
But he was raised by in a good family, good peoples. His mom Dukes, I'm not gonna say her name. His mom Dukes, stand up lady, a pillar of the community. He wasn't raised to be no fucking animal. She didn't raise him to be a savage.
Right.
But that nigga became a beast.
Because where did he live? In the jungle.
He's in the heart of the hood, but that don't mean
Lived in the
shit.
fucking jungle, man. You fucking hanging around the animals,
But-
you gonna be an animal.
Okay, that's not true.
Not true.
Because there's other people that live in the same area
And
that
tried to get the fuck
don't
out.
do that shit.
Like I said, there's
But
always
is that
an
the
exception.
I'm
majority?
not knocking, but I'm saying it's like, listen,
There's
people
always
need
an
to stop
exception to
to
the
act
rule.
like life isn't about choices.
It is. It is. And
You know what I mean?
do agree
I
with
asked
that.
the question earlier about why is it there this intrinsic fear of the black man? I was asking that question because I do believe that I believe in nurture over nature. I don't think anybody is born evil.
Right.
I think
I
that
agree.
you can be bred to become that way. Some people have chemical imbalances, whatever, science, all that other shit. The point is there's something in people other than just raw, pure physicality of the black man that says, I need to be afraid of this person. There's something else there. And that was the question I was trying to like have a conversation about. And I think some of it has to do with, I think the physicality of the black man, if you look at sports, right? You know, if that same, what's the word? If you could achieve the same level of success you do in sports that you do in science and math and all this other stuff, dog, the black man would be pretty much unstoppable.
But we put focus on bullshit, athletics and entertainment.
I mean,
as opposed
they
to
want to say
education and achievement.
they want to say we're
feel
at
like
the
we're-
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
They want to try to play that shit, but you have to. People have to also take into account. Right. Thank you. Take into account, dog, that we are also as much as people try to sell the idea, because that's all it is, man. Is there's people are selling the idea. It's not actually true. They're selling the idea, and a lot of people choose to embrace it. Oh man, I ain't never gonna be shit, but you know,
And I
this,
agree.
and
I was actually
hold on. What I'm saying is that the idea in people's brains of black men has been twisted because they know that if there was an even playing field, dog, they really probably yes. It'd be hard to compete with. That's why you gotta tear that image down.
And I think I kind of think, like I was trying to say that because, yes, people tell us that we're nothing. We know that we're something. And you're right. People give up and they just accept that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us accept that, and I think that's the problem, is that a lot of us accept that, and so that's why it's so hard to break that chain, is because families upon families have just, you know, gone down the line like, you know what, this is what we are, and it's the same with the white folks. White folks have been teaching their families that to be afraid of us for so many years, so they are.
Yeah, I understand that because
You know what I mean?
I understand that sentiment because from a scientific standpoint, okay? Because I'm purely science. If you look at this purely scientifically, that when you take, like, say you got a white family, okay, and white mom, white kids, you know what I'm saying? You got a white daughter, right? She goes out and gets a black boyfriend, okay, which is, we all know, we've all been there. You know what I mean? We've all been there. We know how that could be okay, or that could just go really bad. The point is like, you're now looking at your daughter getting ready to completely, like, your genetics is about to be annihilated. And that's, if you're a father, if you're a man, that's hard to deal with.
Not only that, they're also looking at their daughter getting ready to make a decision in her life,
It's gonna
or
make her life harder.
it's going to make her life harder. It's going to make their grandchildren's life harder, because, you know, basically she's going to have to deal with some things that she's never had to deal with, you know? And that's like with mom, like, she made a decision, and, you know, and it was a lot harder for her, you know, just with everything. I mean, down to doing our hair. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things.
She got in there and he was like, I don't know what to do with
Literally, we walked around looking like a hot mess every,
really did.
Like, what do
all
I
the
do?
time.
I don't understand.
Thank God it was the 80s and 90s, because them big ass bubble barrettes was just
Right.
Just put the bobos in your head, you good.
The big joints, the big,
Yeah, I mean, I remember her taking us to my dad's side of the family, like, please
Do
help.
something with this
Yeah,
shit.
do the hair. But, you know, besides that, even, you know, putting us in predominantly white schools and dealing with, you know, unfair treatment and things that, you know, obviously if she would have married a white man, she would have never had to deal with, or her children wouldn't have had to deal with.
some white people are, I'm not going to say ignorant, but they're just ignorant to the way society is a lot of the times. You know, I'm going to speak on it. So my wife,
I think society is ignorant to society.
Yeah.
so my wife's family can't understand why we don't feel comfortable going to where they live,
To
to their hometown.
yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unionville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she grew up there. She's seen how white folks would talk about black folks.
Right.
And
yeah.
I've heard when we
They
were
telling
coming
on
up,
y'all.
right? And I've seen how I've heard, man, I was up in Unionville, and man, these motherfuckers white. I've heard my people talk about how they were going to get that ass whooped just for being in a certain area, and they can't understand that. And it's just like her mom posted the other day, "Oh, police, we hear you even when no one does it." Like they're insensitive to what the fuck is going on. These
Completely
motherfuckers.
oblivious.
Yeah.
Your wife is married to a black man whose fucking people are being murdered with their hands up at the age of 13, unarmed by police.
You
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's funny how you say that because they're complete. That particular group of people you're talking about right now
Yeah.
is completely oblivious,
Right.
to the For me, I've experienced I've had a conversation with a white female friend of mine. I say her color because it's specific to what we're talking about right now, and this is it's so weird how oblivious when they're saying things that they don't even realize it. Like we're having a conversation about relationships, and out of her mouth she says, and this is something that she's talked about with her mother and her mother's friends and stuff. She made a comment that black men are more likely to cheat than white men. Okay? Wait a second now.
I've heard that.
Follow-up question. You date white men, right? Yes.
Have you been
cheated on? Yes.
Yes.
So why did you say that?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're completely oblivious to your programming. It's like it's in there. It's so in your brain that you don't even. You're running on autopilot now. Just like those cops who see a black man walking down. I saw a young black kid walking down the street. He's coming from work. He's just trying to walk home from work, and the cops are like, "Hey, we want to talk to you for a second." "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna keep going." What black kid? Well, he's not a kid. He's 18, but still he's young. He's basically a kid. He still lives with his parents. He's in high school and shit. And they basically take him to jail because he didn't want to cooperate. Well, dog, if he grows up seeing the shit that he sees, why the fuck do you think he wants to stop and talk to y'all?
And let's think about that. Growing up, seeing all of this on media, social media, and on just the media in general, the news. So for instance, my daughter, she came to me and we just were having like a real conversation, and she was like, "I just don't think I want to have kids." I'm like, "Well, why?"
Yeah, I understand.
Why? And I just wanted to see. I knew why, but I'm just like, why? And she's like, "Do you see what's happening? Why would I bring a child into this world?" And so like, oh my gosh, at my, I had kids early, but going through, like, we didn't think about that, we didn't, and maybe these things were obviously going on, but it wasn't so prevalent in social media, wasn't there,
Information travels a lot faster now.
Yes. And so now, like, the media and all these things happening is affecting these kids to where they're not wanting to procreate.
You have a news camera crew on every single corner. Anybody with a smartphone.
And this just goes to show the times that we live in. When Dave Chappelle was talking about when white people found out about the black police brutality, when O.J. Simpson, and they were reading the article in the Times News, like, "Honey, did you see this? Apparently police are beating black people." Like, it's that was like the first time they heard about it.
And now it's
when
like,
it was in the Times. Now you
see it all day, every day. Like, you got to imagine what our generation is.
What you were saying, how police instantly see a black person and that red flag goes up. There's a movie, now I will promote this one on Netflix, called Two Different Strangers. It's only like it's like 30 minutes long.
Two Distant Strangers. I watched that.
And it's pretty good, man. I mean, it just goes.
It was like 30 minutes, but
it was very
interesting.
powerful. It was very powerful. 30 minutes.
Do y'all understand what y'all just said though? Yeah, I got to back up for just a hot second. You said that the black kid was walking home from work and he was harassed by the police and basically taken to jail because he didn't want to comply. You said your daughter's afraid to have kids because of what she sees in social media. You said your wife's parents can't understand what they're can't understand why cops are being mislabeled and all this other stuff. Everybody is only seeing, you're only getting what you see from your point of view. You're only getting what you see from the social media, from the news, from what they want you to see. So if all you know is that the cops are being mislabeled, if you only know that kids are being fucked with and killed, and if you only know that if I'm walking home and the police get behind me, don't stop, don't talk to them, don't just stay the fuck away from the police. If that's all you know, it's a fucked up situation. People only know, we only have a limited amount of information. We're all fucked. It's all, the whole thing is fucked because the communication is not there.
Agree.
However,
I'm gonna explain.
well, I mean, what I was gonna interject there was, I mean, yeah, you're right. We only have our perspective.
Right.
True.
Right.
But
The information there.
right. The information is there if you want to go
It
looking
is.
for it.
No.
It's what you want to hear.
You can't say that.
It's what
I
you
can't
want
say
to
that.
hear.
No, you can't. Here's
How? Why?
Because people are fucking stupid. Here's why I say that.
That has nothing to do with the information
does.
being available.
I didn't say it's not available. I'm just saying, motherfucker, in this era, you can build a house from a YouTube video, literally from the ground up. We live in the information era where everything is at your disposal.
So you agree
and
with
people
me?
are, yes, in a nutshell, people are still fucking stupid. There's no reason to be stupid in this era. Everything is literally right. You can sign up from college from your phone and watch porn at the same time.
You know what? That's an
There's no
interesting
reason
conversation that,
to be
that
done.
we should have. We should cut that out and have a separate conversation about what is stupid.
Okay, we'll do that one day.
We're gonna do that.
But the point I'm trying, you're cool. The point I'm trying to make is that it shit's there. Everything you want to know, everything you need, anything you can think of that you'd be like a line from a song. What the fuck song was that? Everything is at your fingertips, at your disposal, and people still don't fucking know.
It's what
because they won't.
I'm sorry. It's what you want to
Is
process.
that stupid or lazy?
A little bit of
It's
both.
both.
A
It's
little
what
bit
you
of
want to
both.
process.
Little bit of both.
They're in their comfort zone. They're
I
in their
agree.
bubble, and they don't want
there
to
it
get out
is.
of their bubble. So they're
Their
happy.
bubble is scary.
Right.
Outside of that bubble, it's
So what they want to
terrifying.
say is,
Yeah.
to their
Right on,
bubble, police are good. In my bubble, police are good. They're not killing people. They're not being bad
From what I
people.
see,
They're not killing people who don't deserve it.
Right.
Right.
He shouldn't have ran. Oh my gosh! But then you have to break it down.
I
To
shot
them.
him in the back.
Right. It's like you have to break
There's
it
no
down.
imminent
The
threat.
13-year-old kid literally had his
Yeah.
hands
He's
up.
a
Whatever
13-year-old.
happened to the good old fashioned foot chase?
It's right.
You don't want the foot chase.
I mean, also,
I mean, listen, I could accept somebody getting chased down on
Right.
foot and getting their ass whooped.
I was gonna say, if you get the foot chase, you get
I'm
fucked up.
fine with that.
I did this for
we're also
many
forgetting
years.
there was almost another Trayvon Martin situation where that young black kid in Carolina is just walking through the neighborhood,
Yeah,
and the army
and-
sergeant comes
yeah.
out, and you say you don't belong here,
And they-
motherfucker. He lives here.
Yeah,
That shit just happened the other day.
yeah.
That's what
it
I'm
just
talking
happened.
about.
Yeah.
You said Trayvon.
Well, I'm saying because
This shit happened
just
again,
think
yeah.
if you would have had a gun on him, he could have killed him just for being in an area that he didn't think he needed to be in.
You can clearly see in that video that kid was scared.
Scared as fuck.
That's why they showed up at that dude crib.
Yeah, they should
You
have.
said go find your.
Deep.
Then they showed up.
Right.
That's what. Hey,
That's
now,
what
I'm not
needs to
sure
happen.
about all the details of what happened before that video started playing, but I do know this. I do know he didn't have a right to put his hands on that little kid.
No.
or that young kid.
Did he touch the kid?
He
What
didn't
did he?
push them. Like, I mean,
Okay, all right.
He was trying to goad him into a conflict.
is
Is
what
what
he
he was
was.
trying to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Yeah.
what happened before that.
I don't
So
either.
I'm not going to just throw dude under the bus like that. All I know is that bully shit.
right.
That shit ain't gonna work.
I mean, I don't know what happens, but to tell somebody that you don't belong here, that just shows
Yeah.
what your mindset
You know,
is.
what your
You don't know
You don't
what the
belong.
fuck
How do
I
you
belong.
know? I
How do you
belong
know
to
where I
everybody
belong?
here. Dude,
Right.
Right.
I don't know anybody past this cul-de-sac.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if
Right.
somebody's a walk up say I live here, I'd be like, all right, that's
Cool.
Good for you. Yeah.
Straight up.
Have a good
All
day.
right, for
You
sure.
know?
Right.
How do you know? You don't.
Well, really quick, and then we got to move because back to the whole topic got started with the police and Derek Sharp, wasn't it? Derek
Chauvin.
Chauvin. Yeah, thank you.
Popo.
For me, I'll say this, and then we got to move on. If I call the police and they send a female cop, I'm gonna call back and ask them to send a real cop. That's me. Cause this motherfucker can't do shit for
And
me.
then we're gonna be talking.
I got my own guns. This bitch is
Then we're gonna
useless.
be talking about you.
Now we.
But wouldn't it be good to have female cops though, just to deal with female criminals?
No,
No.
because
Really? Well, I don't want a man touching all over me. I'm good.
that's
I don't
just
need
for
him
the
to.
pat down.
Okay, pat down.
For the pat down, you need a
anything,
woman.
like-
But other than that, so call female officer out. Pat the.
It's not like it's
pat her down.
50-50 now anyway.
Exactly.
It's not
So-
50-50 women, men on the police force. It's like mostly, it's
Yeah, it's
most
mostly men.
Majority men.
And then if they have a female, you know, I mean, like I said, it's case by case, but you know,
But
anyway.
we got to go into the topic.
The topic is
We're
about
been at it for
addiction.
40 minutes.
And I miss DMX. Just love that
Oh,
guy.
DMX. That is like my life.
He
That is like
died.
my childhood.
For me personally, X was like after Pac died. You know, I was a big. Y'all know me. I was a big Pac fan.
Me too.
And then X came on the scene. I was just like, man, this nigga has the same energy as Pac. Like I thought this nigga was gonna be the next Pac.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like he had that same passion, that same energy, that same vibe. I'm like, this nigga, this Eddie's hood.
Then you found out it was the drugs.
And then I mean,
Actually,
you know,
it wasn't just
It wasn't
drugs.
just
DMX is like.
No, he did bring a
He's,
lot.
he's,
I
he's
joke about that shit,
bipolar
'cause
and
I'm
ADHD
kind
and
of
some
like,
other shit.
it's kind of surreal to me that he's like not alive.
I know. Like,
not for me though. Not for me. Like I know what drugs do to people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I say it's sad to see that.
Well, and the thing is,
much
and
potential.
talking about being in the bubble, like especially we talked about this before, man. In the black community, we just don't get help. It just has not been that. We've always been put in the jails and never had the opportunity to get to go to like a drug court or to a rehabilitation center. You know what I'm saying? They just don't do that. They put us in the jail, and that's it. So we've always been criminalized when it comes to the drugs. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a disease until the white folks started getting addicted. Even though we all know white folks been smoking crack since fucking '80s too. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so sad because we don't go to our, you know, partners and our cousins and our families and stuff like, yo, bro, you need to get some fucking help. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yo, that nigga on that shit.
yeah.
That's it.
And we distance them.
And we
do that with mental
and we
health
do
too.
that.
Yeah.
And we push them away.
We do that with mental health is because I hate to say it, but in the black community, those types of things is looked at as weakness.
Right. Like,
And it's
100%.
like our image in the world is already fractured as is. We don't need more shit to make us look weak.
Right.
But at the same time, we do need to acknowledge problems and get the proper help for them. That's you know, that's just what it is.
Right. I mean, that's kind of real, Rodney.
Fuck. Can we talk about that? Because, and I'm sorry, I'm going
Talk about
to
whatever you
just
want.
for a second. I'm going to go off a little bit. But they
yeah.
talk about DMX and they're like, well, does he get GOAT status now? And should he be considered a legend? I was like,
I
yeah.
like them, but
He had like
GOAT status.
2 good albums.
I don't know about
Those
GOAT
first
status.
2 albums were good.
Listen, he was one of my favorites. Now, when it comes to, you know,
And what-
Pac,
Favorites for what though?
No.
Favorites for 2 albums. DMX had like what, 8 albums?
but those are 2 albums that I will always fucking listen to
only
the
know
day I die.
Okay, cool.
He had more than 4.
I only
he's
know
only had like 4 or 5.
I know 3. The third one was his 5th album. I don't even remember the 3rd and 4th album.
DMX,
No, Dark and Hell is Hot.
and Dark
and
and
then
Hell
it
is
was
Hot.
X.
X, and then the one
Grand Champ.
Grand Champ.
That was his 5th album because it was
That was his
for a
5th
dog
album?
fight. Yeah, it's for dog fighting. When you have a dog I used to deal in dog fights. When you have a
DMX
dog that
album.
wins 5 fights, the dog gets retired and he's called the Grand Champ. That was his 5th album. That album, I said dog, he had 1 song on there. One. That
Okay. So it's
That
okay. Here we
song.
go. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
That was my
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood.
Oh yeah, I had that.
Grand Champ, and then there was X.
The Grand Champ came before then there was
No,
X.
Grand Champ was
Grand
that
Champ
album.
was 2003.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, and then 1999, and then there was X,
Yeah.
and then the Great Depression, which there was some bangers.
That
on
was the
Great
4th
Depression.
one.
There was some bangers on the Great Depression,
That was the 4th album.
and then he had like a bunch of like mixtapes and Rough Rider shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway.
here's the thing.
Go ahead.
DMX, regardless if he only had 2 albums, okay, that was popping, is timeless. Unlike this generation's music,
Oh,
we
sure.
will never remember the albums or the
It's
songs. So
no, I
he
love
could-
you, but you damn wrong on that one.
he's timeless. He's timeless, just like Tupac. Okay, we can go down the line of timeless rappers who we will continue to listen to. So when it comes to legend, okay, Tupac is a legend. DMX is timeless. We will continue to listen to him, you know, and that's just what it is. So, I mean, I understand both of you guys.
I gotta ask this question. Because you said timeless. What is it, not just in rap, but like, what is it with music artists who write better shit while they're on, while they have an addiction, like while they're on that shit? Why is it that, you know what I'm saying?
Opens up the thought process.
I don't know what's going
It's not
on when
necessarily
you're on
uppers,
them
but
drugs.
when you are in
Shit,
pain,
dude.
you are fucking like just
You're
think about it.
crazy,
Just
yeah.
think about it. It's like when there's a breakup, right? It don't even gotta be drugs. When you in pain, that's when motherfuckers come out with them. Look at Taylor Swift.
That
I don't know
bangers,
none of her
yeah.
fucking music, but I know
Yeah, she
her
makes
best
bangers.
hits from fucking getting broke up over.
It's no different. Okay, I give you
know
an
what I'm
example.
saying?
Yeah, but
So
why?
they put that
Okay,
pain on
why
paper.
is it an obvious difference between, you know, for example, like I don't know if you guys know who Scott Weiland is.
Nope.
No.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, you know the name of the
Know the
band.
band, yeah.
Like if you look at that band, like when he was on the horse,
Yeah.
they were incredible.
Yeah.
he was incredible. And then like he started like getting, you know,
Clean.
well, what is that? Like I don't understand. Like
I don't know.
how is it people
For
are
the
better?
same way-
Some people are better on the drugs.
I'm trying to explain it
it's
to you.
pain, bro. Like
I agree because when Mary J. Blige went through that, everybody was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, shit, we about to get a good
That-
album now."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like she's going through pain, like she's about to come with that shit, you know. And it's because, like Justin said, you in pain. Everything is way more passionate. Everything, like you really thinking about what is happening in your life. You could make some old, you know, I'm about to make this song, whatever, and not put everything into
Adele.
it. Right, Adele. Oh my gosh,
and one of my favorite rappers that
That
nobody
fat-
fucking knows.
that fat
fucking
bitch.
NF.
she's not even fat no more.
She was good.
Yeah,
She
she's
lost
skinny.
weight.
Yeah,
Oh, she's still rich.
Lost
Oh
weight.
yeah.
yeah, she,
Yeah.
You didn't see her in that
She's
picture with the Bantu knots and
man.
all the black chicks was getting mad because they said she culturally appropriated that hairstyle.
This bitch.
You didn't see that picture?
These niggas. I mean,
She was in pretty good shape.
So
Yeah,
like
she's
my
good.
favorite, one of my favorite rappers is NF that nobody's ever fucking heard of.
NF.
Yeah, but the motherfucker's like he's been through some shit, and you can tell that this
right,
motherfucker's
right.
been through some shit.
That pain is in
That's the
first.
one that people never heard of. He beat out what's some rapper for the #1 album, and people are like, who the fuck is this? Because his fan base can relate. Listen, Pac was not a great rapper. I'm gonna say it.
Pac was a poser. Fuck Pac. I'll say it. Pac was a poser.
Never.
I can prove it. I can prove
I don't
it.
give a fuck.
Okay.
Anyway.
Y'all don't want to believe it, but okay.
Pac was not a great rapper. DMX didn't have the best bars, but them motherfuckers was passionate and motherfuckers connected with them.
Okay.
And also what Pac rapped about was
Yeah.
what people are going through. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he had connections to the Black Panther. He's seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, he was able to rap, and then you know people felt it, and that's all it really is. If people feel what you're talking about, or sorry, this generation they just feel the beat because these motherfuckers don't be talking about shit. But
All high.
right, everybody
Rodney-
just it's like
Rodney.
in our generation they were hustlers, they were
trash.
drug dealers, but that's what they rapped about. Like I'm gonna get this money.
I just
da, da,
want to
da.
get out the game. Yeah.
Now it's like this generation's rappers are the drug users.
What?
Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna smoke
That's the
this.
whole thing.
I'm
That
gonna
was
get
one
on
of
this
the
band.
Pills,
Like,
yeah.
That's, I think it's the pain because
Damn
all
Tide
these
Pod
niggas
eaters.
is high.
Yeah.
They can't rap for
they
shit.
ain't rap for shit. They
And they
stay
all-
high. They drinking. Well, I ain't gonna say.
Lean and fucking popping pills.
Oh my
and
God,
shit.
that's what they rap about, and these kids are rapping these songs like, yeah, I'm
That's
gonna,
what that
I'm
appeals
gonna
to
pop a,
because they all on pills
Right.
too, little fucking junkies.
and it's horrible.
Snort Adderall,
It went
bitch.
from our generation, drug
Drug
dealers,
dealers.
into junkies. Like,
And their generation of the drug user.
We don't use the word.
Brad, I gotta answer your question really quick. The reason you asked, well, why is the music the pain and all that? The reason it brings out the creativity. That's all it is. It's the same reason you go to a bar, and I know it's been a while. You go to a club, that guy who's all nervous and shit. Matter of fact, I know Rodney Broom remember this. There was this dude we went to school with. Stuttering John. Stuttering John stuttered like a motherfucker. It was just a nervous condition he had. You give Stuttering John one shot of alcohol, he turns into a fucking Rhodes Scholar. No more stutter. He's smooth as can be because the alcohol calmed him down, lowered his inhibitions, and he was just able to flow. It's the same thing. You take a guy to a bar and he can't talk to girls. You give him 2 shots of liquor. Oh, that motherfucker's bouncing all over the place talking to every girl in the bar. It's the same thing with these artists. Same thing with DMX. That shit brought out his creativity, brought out another side of him, or maybe it just calmed him down enough to where he could slow down. It's
Yeah, when I used to go to the studio, I used to drink every time. Like I would get drunk.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I would get drunk, and then the best music came when I was drunk. Now, when I went in there sober,
Nigga, me and women, I don't know if you, when I was performing with Old Boy, nigga, I was drunk as fuck on stage.
yeah, me too. It's like I had to be
Drunk as
though
fuck.
to
We was
like,
in them limos and shit. I was gone by the time we got to the damn stage.
exactly.
yeah.
That's my point. It's just the shit just lowers your inhibitions, allows you to flow. If you're sober and you're trying to do this shit, whether it's talking to girls, whatever, that shit, you overthink it, you over rationalize it, you try to read too much into it. Whereas opposed to you get a little inebriated, get a little something extra in your system.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers are like, that sounds good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well, I mean, still a tragedy, still sad.
it. Is it really though? That's my opinion. That's my place. Here's why. I love DMX. But here's the problem I have with him. One, the man had a 20+ year career. In 20+ years, he had really 2 memorable albums. One was In, the other was
Anybody got
Illmatic.
into
That's a one
addiction
hot
is a
album
fucking
every.
horrible
Okay, granted. On top of that, the motherfuckers had relapse after relapse after relapse. He's gone on interviews where he's been under the influence. There's a website where they bet on celebrities to overdose. You know who the top 2 were for over 10 years? Charlie Sheen and DMX. If you go on this website, and I can't remember the name of it, but Liquid Courage, that's the name of it, Ronnie. Thank you. But if you go on this website, literally DMX and Charlie Sheen were the 2 they had picked most likely to overdose. And that was the same for every year,
Because
year after year for 10 years straight.
That's the fucking stigma, man, because people don't fucking understand addiction.
And he fucking overdosed and had a heart attack and he died.
People that, and I mean, it's fucking horrible because it is a fucking disease. Yes, people choose sometimes to use fucking drugs, but after you make that choice, there's no longer a choice.
Is addiction a choice?
No.
I don't think addiction is a
Addiction's
choice.
not a choice.
Trying the drug and
That is a choice.
yeah, that's a choice.
I
But
agree.
once you get caught up, it's over. It's like smoking cigarettes.
And most people
It's a choice. You can
most
quit,
people
but
that
it's very
use
hard.
It's because of some type of trauma that's happened to their life and they're trying to escape. Some people just don't know how to handle it. Mine was with the bullying and shit, getting fucking beat up all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? And I found out that alcohol can make me a whole different
Makes you a
person.
beast.
You know what I'm saying?
gosh.
Can make you a whole different, like,
That is for a whole nother show because
Sorry, addiction is not a choice. Can't you choose to like be like, I don't want to do this anymore?
no.
You chose not to drink anymore.
I didn't. For me, God saved me. God delivered me, not me. Point blank, I know for a fact God delivered me. If it was up to me, I had no plans on stop drinking. I had no plans. May 9th, 2010, at her house in the morning, I heard a voice say, "If you do not stop, you will die." And something different came over me, and I no longer had that desire.
I will tell you, not even the doctor. We went to the hospital because he had a fatty liver, and the doctor told him, "You're gonna drink yourself to death. Like you need one more drink could be your last drink." And I remember crying to Justin a couple
I believe
times,
that.
like, "Please
Rodney,
stop."
yes.
Please stop. You know, like you're going to kill yourself. You're going to kill yourself. Nothing affected him. I remember one time he asked me, we were in the car and he asked me, he was like, "Sis," because you know, when you were drinking, you were just like, you weren't working, you weren't doing anything. He's
Yeah.
like, "Sis, let me get $20. I'm like, "Okay, don't spend it on alcohol." He goes straight into Kroger's, buys some alcohol and comes out. And I'm like, are you serious? Like,
enabler.
I felt
Nah,
like
fuck
it.
that.
I felt like it. I was because like, but I didn't want to, you know, and it's like,
I know.
I didn't want to see him kill himself, but I didn't want to see him without alcohol because him without alcohol, he was like, just,
Yeah,
you know, going
it's
through
a
withdrawals
detox,
or whatever it is. And it was like, it was hard. It was like, but I cried to him and I said, "Justin, stop." Even that, and he loves me to death.
Yep.
That could not save him. Like one day he just like what he said, that had to really happen because I cried to him. I was in the car, Justin, please, like I can't do this. I'm in the house, please, Justin, I can't watch you kill yourself. I take him to the hospital. Did you hear what the doctor said? You're gonna die. Like you're gonna die. And, oh, I know, sis. Go drink the next day. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like God does have to touch you. Something has to touch you, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in. Your higher power has to touch you in order for you to get through that, because it's something that nobody else can do for you. You know what I'm saying? Not even yourself at times. So,
and that's just true. And
So,
what?
question though, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do
You had a little
feel?
finish.
Oh no, I was gonna answer that, but go ahead.
Well,
He was.
I have a question. How do you feel as far as what role do you think genetics plays into
Big
addiction?
role, because here's the thing. My people don't talk about this, but not my mom's, but my dad's dad drank. He drank a lot.
Okay.
My mom had surgery. My mom hardly ever drank. When she would drink, it'd be to the max. Like
she was like a weekend
yeah,
alcoholic.
and she would. So then, when she had her surgery and she got pain pills, she became addicted to pain pills.
Yep.
Like she was calling when I was living in B-Town. She was calling my roommates, asking them for fucking pills, and I didn't even know this was happening.
And I was an enabler to her too. You know what I'm saying? Because she kept saying, I'm in pain. Well, as her daughter, I'm like, okay, like, cause she's crying in pain, and I'm like, okay, let me try to find you some pills.
Detox is what it was.
Right. So, you know, I enabled her too, you know, so like in that, you having an addiction does affect the people around you, because we don't want to see you hurt, but we also don't want you to kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? With this addiction. So it's like, do I make the pain go away, or do I just, you know, watch them kill? It's so hard.
And we've talked about this, and this is why addiction is a mental condition that must be treated, which I agree 1,000%. People, there is a TV show called My Strange Addiction. It's not just drugs. It's not just alcohol. There could be somebody, I seen a motherfucker that was eating goddamn, what's some things you put in the dryer?
Dryer?
Fucking
Dryer sheets,
bro.
Yep. I've seen
Like
somebody
they had to have something in their brain told them they had to have dryer sheets. And the motherfucking
Y'all
doctor,
heard of that shit.
the fucking doctor was like, yo, you're going to die if you keep eating fucking dryer sheets. So it's just like, and I'm not going to get into the whole discussion. The treatment is, once you've come out of your addiction, the treatment is simple: to look at what brought you to there. Like, what was that? Now, alcoholism is different, because 10 people can go into a room and, you know, all 3 or all 10 of them can drink. Only 1 or 2 of them is going to have that thing in their head where it's like, I gotta have more.
Gotta get fucked up now.
I gotta have more. I can't stop. I can't put it fucking down. Drugs are naturally addictive. You know what I'm saying?
Chemically, almost.
Are they really though? But that's why I say it's a choice.
Fucking meth and cocaine and they are fucking addictive.
There's people out there that snorted cocaine one time and was like, I need some more. Like, it's your body. Like, I need some more.
And there's people that snorted cocaine once and been like,
And that's true.
It wasn't exciting.
That is true. I mean, I think it does have to do with the brain. That's why it's mental. Like he said, it is a mental thing. People have addictive personality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people can you know, eat normal. Majority of the people, some people have to fucking just constantly eat, and that's just fucking crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
But it's you treat it with certain things, man. That's why. And now me, I'm a big believer in there's all kind of paths of recovery. You know, 12-step, meeting, spiritual, whatever the fuck it is, but you have to do something to treat it, to make sure that, you know, you are focusing on yourself and what's going to be the best next thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got my 2 best friends here since fucking day one. All the other niggas that I had in my life, I love you, but I'm going to love your ass from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Because even just hanging out with them, I'm going to go back to that same type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people say, if you continue to go to the barbershop, eventually you're going to get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I can go to the fucking bar once in a while. Me and the wife, we go to the titty club once in a while. We'll go hang out. That's cool. If I start to go to the fucking bar every fucking weekend,
Eventually.
that's fucking dangerous for me.
Okay.
I see
You
it.
feel me?
And shout out to the Sober Gang, man.
Yes,
You taking
okay.
shit. from one extreme to
Yeah.
all the way to helping other people deal with their addictions,
Right.
helping other people get
Right.
clean, helping other people get their life back on track because you was at one
Yeah.
point in your life, you was there.
Yeah.
So if anybody has a certain level of expertise on this shit, it would be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's kind of like, make sure you show up today.
Here's why
I was like,
I'm kind of directing those
Yeah.
questions because
Yeah.
I know you
No.
have the knowledge
Right,
on it.
right.
You know,
And I'm pretty. I did have Baby Joker from next Friday give me a shout out. You
I
know what
saw
I'm saying?
that. That is so amazing. Like, you guys gotta check Sober Gang
that's cool,
out
man.
on
Yeah.
TikTok.
But no, it's and that's what it's about. For me,
you're fucking.
for me, my path of recovery, like I don't go to 12-step meetings.
Okay.
Like I mean, once in a while I do, just because I like to remember where I come from. But me, it's helping other people in recovery.
Okay.
That's what keeps me sober. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back for just a second. I saw a comment that I gotta touch on really quick. And I want y'all opinion on this one. I want you and Pooh
True,
too. Broom, Roddy, Frat. I agree with that. You gotta recognize your triggers and be able to deal with that. Aaron Smith wrote, he said, being a street dude, it made me see that he's like, I don't want to be responsible for those parents, those drug addict parents, spending the kids' grocery money on drugs. Can that be an addiction? That street life, that fast money,
Yeah.
that hustle?
Oh,
I ran
yeah.
can be turned into an addiction.
Okay,
dog.
I asked because I ran into a friend of ours, Face,
Yeah.
a couple years back, actually, not a couple years back, probably at least 6, and he was working at Wendy's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
On
yeah.
Bluffton.
I said, what are you?
Yeah.
You was the
Right.
the biggest go getter out
Yeah.
here, like.
Yeah. Real talk.
Like he was serving. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
go getter.
Right.
Like he had money before it was cool to have money. And I was like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "Man, ain't no, there's no future in that
There's
shit."
no future in it. It is a fast.
was like, it's fast.
It's like a high, right?
Yeah.
When people take that, when they shoot up, the high comes quick. Ooh, they love it, but then they come fucking crashing down. Bro, I remember one time, and I think he was with me. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It's that euphoria, man. We walked up in the cyber club, bro, and the fucking DJ basically stopped. Was like, "Wild Side's in the house." You know what I'm saying? And just everybody's looking at shit. You get that fucking like, it's like, you know, that creatine, like Jelani sit there. Look at that creatine
God.
range. You know what I'm
That's an
saying?
addiction too. The
And
gym
it's
is
an addiction, man. Like
Trust me,
you get that
No.
feeling, like false love is
Okay.
what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's a false love. People in the streets, hey, what's up, man? I love you. I love you. You really fucking don't. You don't give a shit about me. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in that mind state, it's like you're the fucking man, and you got nothing but love for that, man. But
And
yeah,
then
it's
you
a
go chasing
fast-
for that same feeling
Right.
every time.
And then you start doing shit more and
Is that why
more.
you keep getting married?
No.
I couldn't help that
Oh
one.
my God, why did you?
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help that one.
Low blow,
Airing
low
out
blow.
everybody
I
shit out
haven't
today, ain't we?
I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you.
Let me warm up, you know.
Nope.
Wait till the next time. Like,
But it just like I'm glad you brought this. Like it really, and this is gonna be a. Unfortunately, it's not a losing battle. It's gonna be a losing war. Like we're just not gonna get rid of drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna fucking happen. Or
too
addiction,
profitable.
or not addiction. I mean, addiction is not just drugs, but it's so important for me, especially in the Black community, that we start to really stop pushing people away and start, you know, saying, hey, these people need help. We need to help our brothers and sisters and shit like that. You know, they looked at the fucking people looked at George Floyd like he wasn't shit because
He had
he used
fentanyl
drugs.
in his system or something,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
They
But
was
it
trying
was-
to say he had
they said-
fentanyl in
they
his
tried to say he
system.
had and so they were using that to make it okay for his death.
No.
yeah, it's like,
No, that was a murder. That was
Also, we have
Yeah.
to start normalizing.
Mental.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we have to stop looking at it as going to get help as being a weakness. It's not.
It's not.
If you could acknowledge you got a problem,
Right.
and then you work to try to fix that problem, man, what's stronger than that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Staying in that hole, that's weak.
That's weak, yeah.
Ignoring it, that's weak.
Right.
You know, acting like it ain't going on, that's weak shit. So, you know, I think a lot more people would be here if we just actually embraced it
Yeah.
and said, what, you know, and call it what it is. It's,
Man. I mean, that's it. That's it, B.
So,
I love it.
anywho, anything else before we wrap this up today?
That sums it up perfectly, man. I think we touched on everything. DMX dead as fuck, and
Man, appreciate y'all joining us in the chat room, man. Our shit is sporadic. I'm gonna try to work out a way where we can run this show a little more consistently,
Yeah,
and that might involve certain people not being here when we do run it. I'm talking about myself, actually. Not that I'm abandoning the show. It's just my work schedule is so ridiculous that it'd be hard to say, okay, Shake Up Guys Fridays, you know what I mean? Or Shake Up Guys Saturdays, you know what I'm saying? It'd be hard to do that. But I mean, y'all should be competent enough to run this fucking show without me actually being here. And we're going to try to work that out so we can run more consistently.
Yeah, the wrong
let's
people.
be honest, cause
Y'all sitting here gonna tell me y'all don't believe in yourselves enough that y'all can do this shit?
week after week, and nobody in this room know how any of this fuck shit
Dude,
works.
it would take me
I
30
figured out
fucking minutes
Zoom
to show
today,
you.
nigga.
You
Just now
out
figured
Zoom?
we used Zoom last year.
I mean, but to open my own little
You just
Zoom meeting.
Yeah, you just hit the button that says meeting.
Well, nigga, I didn't know how
Wow.
to
See,
do
this is what we
fucking
needed.
thing.
We need to stop doing this. Y'all beating yourselves before y'all even tried.
Go ahead.
You're beating
You said you
yourself
was gonna
before
do
you
that to
even
you.
giving it
All
a
right.
shot.
So I'm gonna
But
go out
anyway,
with the grand
This
finale
nigga Aaron said, I
because
used to Omar them
All right.
niggas.
Aaron
Nope, you can't leave.
would like me to stand up.
I mean, if you want to go, go. I mean, I understand. That's your sister. You want to see that shit.
Don't wait for me, nigga. I'm coming too.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Motherfucker is
She was like
heavy.
dying to show this shit. She's like,
No, I'm not. Really, y'all make
I can't wait to show everybody.
Are you feeling yourself a little bit? Is your confidence up? Do you feel a little more?
Yeah, so really I had no ass, guys. Like I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna
I don't know
cap.
why you act like you didn't have
She
anything
was
going on.
I did.
Do you feel? Are you showing it off everywhere you go now? Like,
mean,
look at me.
I'm
I
just
got
living
you.
life, you know.
Yeah.
She trying to get that ring.
So that's
Number
it,
4?
you know.
Oh, I mean, I'm talking about high carats.
Oh, dig
Like
it.
big ring.
Significant
I'm talking
carriage.
about that shit that ring.
You know.
Look like a tumor on your finger. Look like a
Rodney said, "Oh my."
Okay. Yeah, so I went and got my
Rodney made it to
BBL. If you
Zeta.
guys
They
been
fight.
watching, and I'm sure you guys have, because you guys are like, you know, oh, he said, oh, thank you, Aaron. Anyways, so it happened. I got the BBL. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. You can hit me up.
This chat
Cookie
room about to go
Call
nuts.
01 at Instagram. I would love to, you know, let
You
you.
know, you about to
I
get
just
the
fucking
shit
said-
spammed out
I
of you,
said-
right?
I said Ronnie's married to a Zeta, man. They fight, cuz. Go ahead, though.
I fight soon.
All right.
But all right.
She ain't lying.
That is it.
But well, we've rounded the bases here. Anything else before we wrap this on up?
Good to see y'all again, man. Miss y'all.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Cool. I'm glad to have y'all back, man. Like I said, we try to make this a little more consistent because that's what needs to happen if we want to grow this channel. That's just how we're gonna have to do. We have to treat it like a business, people,
I'm
and
not-
that's just how business works.
I mean,
okay?
I
Consistency.
can't do that.
So until the next time, y'all, holla at y'all and peace out.
I can't do TikTok.
Why, man?
I actually gotta delete the world's greatest misogynist channel.